Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Today on The Young and the Restless, Diane expresses her regrets to Jack, Sharon calls her doctor, and Faith tells Lucy a story. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. Maria knocks at Sharon's door and gets no answer, so she lets herself in. She enters to find her mom sitting on the sofa, distracted. "Are you all right? You were a million miles away." Sharon says she's fine and happy to see her. Maria asks if she's sure. She didn't hear her when she knocked, opened the door, or called out. Sharon says her mind's been wandering a bit lately. Maria notices her tea is cold. Sharon thought she had just made it. Maria feels her head and wonders if she's coming down with something. Talk turns to Faith and her breakup. Sharon says she's determined to move ahead. Resiliency is a family trait. Maria wonders if Sharon and Nick freaked her out with the story of their ups and downs. Sharon thinks it reminded her how much love this family is capable of no matter what obstacles they face. That's what Faith is holding on to. And so am I. Diane enters Jack's office and asks if he's busy. She can only think about Kyle and how badly things have fallen apart with their son. Jabot is his legacy, and it's their dream for him to run the company one day. Jack hopes time will heal. Diane is worried that their family will never be the same. He wonders if she's having second thoughts. Diane still believes that she made the only call she could when she fired Kyle. Diane tells Jack that Kyle's insubordination left her no choice. Jack says there are always choices. Diane tells him that she was determined to prove herself and work side by side with his husband and son, but instead it's turned into a nightmare. Kyle is so resentful, angry, and condescending. It's a horrible mess. Jack can't believe they had to resort to such drastic measures. Diane says he went out of his way to undermine her. Jack muses that he's a bit old to be punished by his mother and father. Diane reminds him she offered to step down and switch positions with him. But Jack didn't want that. She wishes there had been another solution. Jack says this tells him that he made the right decision by not reinstating him as co-CEO. Their son has some maturing to do. In the park, Kyle meets up with Audra, and they bicker because she's late. She says she was on the phone with Victor. Kyle says he gave the opportunity some thought and realized he couldn't pass it up. Audra says he was totally against working with her. Has hell frozen over? Kyle admits he's been unhappy working at Jabot under his mother and father. Audra taunts that it must be a grind after being the king of the world. Kyle details how his mother is in over her head and constantly turning things into a power struggle. His dad supports her completely, no matter what. Audra feels that's no way to run a business. They banter about him not trusting Audra. They're willing to try and build it back. Kyle points out they know everything about each other. She adds, and then some. Kyle tells her a healthy dose of mutual distrust will keep them on their toes. So why not roll the dice and see what happens? Audra's skeptical about his disillusionment with Jabot. Kyle wants to know how she outsmarted Tucker. Audra says he broke his own rule and let emotion get in the way. When he found out what she'd done, that the best he could come up with was to fake a heart attack. It was pathetic. I can't believe I ever thought he was a mastermind. She'll never let her emotions get in her way. Kyle guesses her head exploded when Victor told her he wanted them to be co-CEOs. Audra warns Kyle to stay in his lane and they'll be fine. What Kyle can't figure out is what Victor wants out of this. Is it somehow tied to his decades-old feud with his father? Audra finds it interesting that he'd think that yet still sign on. Maybe he wants retaliation against his family. Audra has no idea what Victor is up to. All she knows is he wants his name kept out of it. Even Tucker doesn't know he was the investor. He actually thought your father was my backer. Hate could be behind Victor's motive. But does it really matter if he lets them run Glissade as they like? Kyle doubts it will be that cut and dry. Audra asks if he's worried about competing with Jabot. Kyle says that he couldn't be more excited. On Crimson Light's patio, Faith meets up with Lucy and tells her they kinda related, so they should get to know each other. Lucy asks her about how fun college is. Faith teases that you have to squeeze in studying amid the parties. Lucy learns she just broke up with her boyfriend and is sorry. Faith says it leaves her more time to hang with her girlfriends. Lucy questions Faith when she says she doesn't drink and party. The last time she drank, she almost died. Faith tells her the story of the night she drank, stole the truck, and crashed. She had to have surgery and would have died if her Uncle Adam hadn't donated his kidney. Lucy's glad to hear she's fine now. Don't you ever feel like you're missing out on all the fun? Faith supposes it depends what your definition of fun is. Suddenly, she announces she has to meet friends and takes off. Inside the coffee house, Sally loves Chloe's idea and says she's sorry that Summer hasn't leaped at the chance to rehire her. She's hoping she'll make a decision soon. Chloe's not holding out hope. Just then, Sally gets a text from Summer, who wants to meet with both of them. Chloe worries she'll want her to jump through hoops and watch her squirm. Sally says there's only one way to find out.